But
Uh,
yeah, just for the video sake, I'm gonna repeat the fact that I just really think that the Nidoking Thunderous lead is incredible.
oh, for sure.
Now that I'm recording, it's
Hmm.
just anytime I build a team with it, can't figure out what else to pair with it.
Yeah, no, same here. All right. I kind of figure out what to pair with it. It's just I'm not. It might not be optimal.
I mean,
And it's like I just have a for the we're still you're recording anyway. So
yeah.
I have like I'm playing the same thing as him, and I'm having a tough time against Trick Room, and that's just probably because of my team building. So we got to
So
figure something out.
if we're having a tough time with Trick Room, we could do like a min speed Tapu Fini. Tapu Fini's got the same speed stat as both Rillaboom and Indeedee, so if we min speed, we can kind of 50-50 the terrain war.
Oh, for sure.
And plus, Tapu Fini is just the number one most used mon right now. So,
Hmm.
I mean, if we wanted to, we could add that to the team. We could do just its typical set, but like, so here, Wikiberry, Misty Surge,
Yeah.
Protect, Calm Mind, Muddy Water, and Moonblast. So we'll keep that then. So now we're looking, we've got the Nidoking, Life Orb, Sheer Force, Protect, Earth Power, Sludge Bomb, Ice Beam, Timid Nature. Thunderous with Expert Belt, Defiant, Protect, Wild Charge, Fly. I'm iffy on Superpower. That's
Oh,
one.
you're playing Expert Belt?
Yeah, because it hits
Oh,
like a truck.
oh, that's really cool. I've been playing Assault Vest.
I feel like it's again the same thing as Nidoking. There's instances where you just need that Protect. And
Oh,
then, like I said, I'm a little iffy on the superpower. That's just kind
yeah.
of
Remember?
what's there on Picolytics.
Yeah, I don't feel like it comes up as often as I would like it to.
I mean, we could always U-turn. Lash Out is kind of cool for if they do Intimidate. We get the attack boost because Defiant, and then we Lash Out for double damage.
Hmm.
For now, what I'll do is I'll leave Superpower blank, and
Sure.
we'll fill it in based on what else we
Oh,
put on the team.
yeah.
What weaknesses do we have now? We've got a ground weakness in Nidoking, but an immunity in Thunderous.
Uh,
We've got an electric weakness in Finny, but an immunity in Nidoking.
yeah. I got a ground
Um,
weakness in Feeny.
resistance in Nidoking and in Thunderous.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, I think at that point we just throw on whoever and
okay.
just see how it goes.
I mean,
Uh,
do we want to be like super basic and just go down the list of good mons, or do we want to try to get spicy? Because like we could do like an Urshifu. Urshifu Dark kind of would handle the Dusclops that you were talking about. Does Wicked Blow always KO Dusclops?
it depends on their set. It really depends on their set. If they're more physically defensive, then it won't.
Fair. Um,
If it's more specialty, then probably. If it's more like half and half, then I think it might be a roll.
because looking at it, so I've got a 252 Adamant Urshifu
Hmm.
doing Wicked Blow into a max
So
HP,
far.
max defense Dusclops, and it
Yeah.
says the minimum amount it does is 103.
Huh. Okay. It's not terrible. It's not really good. I mean, it works for there.
Yeah, I mean, we can definitely.
We could give it a try. I mean, this is what the point. It's like we're team building and testing at the same time.
Okay, so let's do that. We'll still max the speed. And, like, it works because we've got the Airstream on the Thunderous.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
So,
So
like,
like, like
in a situation where we see, like, a Dusclops on the opposing team,
mhm.
we just lead Thunderous Urshifu, Airstream
Yeah.
Wicked Blow.
Yeah, for sure.
What do you think about this? Since you said you're struggling with Trick Room.
Dude, it's a funny mon. I'm not opposed to it either.
I mean, so at this point, I think it's also decent for coverage.
Yeah,
Psychic resists itself, right?
it should.
Okay, so that means if they have like something psychic against Nidoking, we have two potential switch-ins being Articuno or Urshifu,
Hmm.
because Urshifu is unaffected because Dark.
Yeah.
So we've got that. We can imprison Trick Room, and then, I mean, honestly, it's just kind of there. How do you feel about weakness policy in Cineroar?
Huh. It's not the worst idea.
So here, because like we can make Incineroar, right?
Be Fake Out, be Flare Blitz,
Weakness
be
and Tim.
Lariat.
Fake Out, Flare Blitz, Lair. Or, should we do Lariat or Lash Out? Lash Out would work if we got intimidated. It's 10 base power less. Is like, let me see if that even makes a difference on some calcs.
Yeah, check if that does.
Ensign. Let's give it Lash Out, not Fire Lash. And Darkest Lariat. I'm assuming Adamant, right?
Yeah, we don't care about the speed. It could be it could fall back in the Trick Room setting.
So against Dusclops, it does like 8% more using Lariat. So I guess it does make a difference. So Darkest Lariat, and then let me look at Incineroar's move pool. Thunder Punch.
Thunder Punch is also really good. I played Thunder Punch Incineroar, and like no one kind of expects it. I like Thunder Punch.
But we also have Thunderous already, so I don't know how useful that would be.
I mean, Feeny is like really common, and they keep it in the bag for late game. Like, unfortunately, it comes down to the situation of Incineroar versus Feeny, but like getting a Thunder Punch off on it would be really good.
Yeah, but if it's Incineroar versus Feeny, we're probably losing anyway.
I mean, that's when we correctly EV it.
Let's go ahead. We'll take this. We'll run into a battle. Make sure everything is good.
Sure. You run into the battle because people can't see my screen.
Might help if we
might be worth having some EVs in there.
And a fourth move. We're kind of dumb. Okay, so looking at our team, what would the best fourth move be? Let me pull up his move pool again. We could do U-turn, just initiative. If we lead in against something that we don't want to be in against, we're pretty fast. We just get out.
Yeah, and it's not even bad. Being a max move, just lure under special attack could be really helpful in the end game.
I'm pretty down for U-turn, actually.
Let's give it a try.
Alright, let's go ahead and jump right in. What's good, YouTube? Super Insane 18 here, coming at you with today's episode of Road to Ranked. We are going to jump right in with this team here that I made with my buddy Hunter. You should have had the team building session up before this. So, there is one change that I made. You can see it over on my team preview on the right. I gave the Articuno ally switch because it was just better than Protect, especially for imprisoning against Dusclops. You can see by my win-loss ratio that I did struggle a little bit to make it to Master Ball. So this team isn't as good as I wanted it to be, but it still got me there. So we're going to go ahead and run a couple of battles with it today and see what we can do. And we are going for the in-game sounds today, just so that we can jam out to some of the actual Pokemon music. And our first battle is going to be against Waji. So it looks like he's probably trying to set up some kind of Trick Room shenanigans. I do want to lead the Articuno to kind of counteract that. And then it's really a toss-up what he plans on leading with the Articuno. Or with the Porygon 2. I definitely need to bring the Ensign in the back because it handles the Marowak, the Glastrier, and the Ferrothorn. But is it worth leading? I think we lead it with the Articuno. We definitely want to bring the Urshifu as well for the same reasons. And then it's either going to be Nidoking or Finny. I think for his team, the Finny is the better option. If we bring the Nidoking, we don't really have anything to hit the Glastrier with, and it's super effective against us. So we just kind of have to compensate for the Ice Horse. So let's see what we can do here. Okay, it was taking a while to load in there. I was like, what's going on? Okay, so he sends out the Porygon and Glacier. So we get an Intimidate off on the Glacier, which is good. And then, honestly, I kind of want to just max my Incineroar here. It is weakness policy, so if he goes for, like, a Quake, I should definitely live it as if I'm maxed with the -1. And then I can imprison this Porygon as well. We might activate its weakness policy if it has one, which is unfortunate. But we'll see. Let's definitely go for Imprison here. Well, the Imprison might not work out that well, because he can just Ice into the Articuno and kill it. Let's Ally Switch. He's gonna get the Trick Room up, which is unfortunate. But I think this is the best play. Best case scenario is he somehow hits us with super effective damage still. But I'm really predicting that he's going to Hailstorm into the Articuno slot. So it's a little unfortunate that he gets his Trick Room off, but nothing we could really do. Best case scenario for us is that this Glastrier is not weakness policied. As long as the Glastrier isn't weakness policied, we should be okay. That did nothing. Why did that do so little? Okay, it's not weakness policied though. And that did go into the Incin slot, so he does nothing to us as well. Now he does get the Trick Room off here. It's a Life Orb Glastrier, okay. Do we Ally Switch again, or do you think he's going to predict that and then Ice into the Incin slot, hoping to hit the Articuno? Honestly, I think we predict that he's going to predict an Ally Switch, and we just Flare again, and then we try to reverse the Trick Room here. Because in theory, we wouldn't want him hitting the Articuno. That would guarantee him a +1 off Chilling Neigh, which would put him back to neutral. But I'd just rather not do that. Seems to be taking a lot of time to decide. He's probably debating. Okay. So what slot did he... Okay, he did go into the Articuno slot, which is unfortunate. We do not live that with the Intimidate. So he does go back to neutral. But because of the Life Orb, maybe the Flare can kill? Okay, so it's just shy of killing. I think that that is our go-ahead to send in the Urshifu and Sucker Punch it. So we'll go ahead, we'll Flare into the Porygon because it should be Sun boosted, assuming that the Sucker Punch connects. He doesn't have anything with Psychic Terrain to switch into, does he? No, he doesn't. Okay. So yeah, let's go ahead, we will Sucker Punch the Glastrier slot. Now, I'm not sure if Porygon gets Ally Switch. I assume it does. If he does and it Ally Switches here, that could be bad for us. But I mean, we're sashed, and there's nothing he can really do to KO the Incineroar, I think. So I feel pretty good here. Okay, the Sucker Punch connects. And I believe after this he's only got 2 more turns of Trick Room. So if he goes for the Ice Beam into the Urshifu slot, doesn't do that much. Thankfully doesn't get lucky with the Freeze. And that does a good amount of damage to the Porygon. I'm happy with that. Okay, so he sends out Marowak. I think that this is just another Sucker Punch, honestly. I'm gonna double into the slot just in case the Sucker Punch doesn't kill. But if the Sucker Punch kills, then the Darkest Lariat will default into the Porygon. Porygon's probably gonna go for, like, a Recover here. He might Protect, maybe, expecting me to, like, close combat into it. But I'm pretty much free to close combat into that slot once the Trick Room ends. And then based on everything he brought, I'm probably going to predict that he's got the... Okay, so good thing we doubled in. I'm going to predict that he's got, like, the Moltres in the back. The Moltres in the back will kind of get rid of the glaring slowness that he has on his team. So Urshifu's done, which that's fine. The Darkest Lariat will take out the Marowak here. And then we probably just go for a Calm Mind regardless of what he sends out. I don't think there was anything that can really threaten... Okay, it was the Ferrothorn, never mind. We're definitely not going to go for a Calm Mind. We're probably going to Protect on this turn. How many turns of Trick Room are left? I think this is the last turn, right? Yeah, this is the last turn of Trick Room. So we're going to Flare Blitz into the Ferrothorn slot. Do I want to risk a Power Whip? I don't think we risk it, honestly. Oh, he disconnected, okay. So I guess that's a win for us. It's not going to count it as a win. It didn't go through the win screen. Oh, congratulations on... Okay, never mind. It did count it as a win for us. Perfect. Sometimes when they disconnect, it doesn't count it as a win, which is stupid, but it's how it works. So we got our first win. Let's keep going. See if we can pull out some more. I definitely think that the Ally Switch was the correct move in that last game. It prevented the Glastrier from getting an early boost. If he got that early boost, we probably would have been in a lot worse position. So it looks like another Trick Room team, possibly. He's got the Alolan Persian, probably a Fake Out, so I'm not really positive that the Articuno's the best play here. I definitely think I want to lead Urshifu. It's good against everything on his team except the Celesteela and the Alchemy. And then... do we lead the Articuno? Let's leave the Articuno anyway. Worst case scenario, we get faked out and he still sets up his Trick Room. Or he's forced to fake out the Urshifu. Jeez, my nose is itchy. I'm sorry, guys. Or he's forced to fake out the Urshifu and we get our Imprison off. We definitely want the Nidoking in the back. And then probably the Incineroar. The Nidoking can handle things like the Torkoal and the Regirock. The Incineroar can handle the Celesteela. So if I predicted correctly, he's going to lead with the Alolan Persian and the Porygon 2. Okay, so instead he went for Regirock Alchemy, which, that's fine, I guess. It could be a weakness policy Regirock. Honestly, I just want to double into it. We could get lucky with a freeze on the Freezing Glare. He's going to max, yep. So he's probably going to decorate into it to raise its stats. And then he's going to get a weakness policy boost off the close combat. If we can get lucky with the freeze, then cool, we kind of turn the Regirock off. Otherwise, he either kills the Articuno or we go down to our Sash and the Sandstorm kills us at the end. That does a lot less than I want it to. Okay, and it's not weakness policy. So he went for the Dazzling Gleam. Which, that's definitely interesting. I wouldn't expect the Dazzling Gleam. Now let's get lucky with that freeze. No, okay. So that's unfortunate. He takes out both of our Mons here. So we get to Intimidate, and then I think we just fake out the Alchemy, and we max Earth into the Regirock. That should be enough to do what we need it to. And then on the next turn we can ooze into the Alchemy. Oh, Regirock's Clear Body. Okay, never mind. So we don't get the Intimidate off. Well, let's go ahead. We'll max Quake into that. Sheer Force Life Orb should do a decent amount of damage. Yeah, it gets a special boost right now because the sand is up, but hopefully it's still enough to get in there. The Dazzling Gleam was definitely unexpected and probably what put my opponent so far ahead. Typically Alchemies aren't really very offensive, so I wasn't expecting to just immediately go down to my Sash on the Urshifu. Okay, so we fake out the Alchemy, it does decent damage. And then the max Quake is Sheer Force Life Orb enough through the defense boost. It's not. I think that's Assault Vested then. I feel like that has to pretty much confirm an Assault Vest. Or yeah, we don't get the Life Orb boost when we're max, that's right. Or the Sheer Force boost, I mean. So we still live that. Might have been smart not to max then. We would have probably killed between Sheer Force Life Orb. And that gives him a special boost, so I don't think that he's going to go down now. Let's go ahead, we'll just Quake one more time, and then I'm going to double into it, just in case it's not enough. But we're definitely in a really bad position here. I definitely made some questionable calls. Alright, so if the Quake is enough to take it... Okay, it's not. So hopefully the Flare blitzes. I went for something that wasn't very effective, but his Stab. Come on, take it out. Okay, perfect. So now I'm not really sure what the Alchemy is going to go for, but I feel at least a little bit more comfortable. Oh, the alchemy already moved while I was looking away? Okay, what did it do? So I've got one more turn of max, and he is out his Dynamax, but he's still up 3 Mons, or 1 Mon on me, I guess. So we Flare Blitz into the Celesteela 100% of the time. So let's Ooze into the Alchemy slot, and then Flare Blitz into the Celesteela slot. Okay, so Celesteela went for Protect, I'm fine with that. We weren't going to do much to it this turn anyway. Is the Ooze enough to take the Alchemy? It's not. That's kind of lame. But is there anything the Alchemy can really do? Okay, so it's decorating into the Celesteela slot. So I think that means we double the Celesteela slot. I think we Ice Beam and Flare Blitz into that slot. Because if we can take out the Celesteela right here, we're in a really good position. Unfortunately, because of Steel, Ice Beam is going to be neutral. But with any luck, this is enough to take it. Okay, Baby Doll-ized into our Ensign. So we are going to be minus attack now. I don't think that's enough then other than a crit. Okay, that still did good damage. He Air Slashed into the Ensign slot. Thankfully that does almost nothing. And we'll... Okay, -1 attack was enough to take it. Perfect. So now I'm feeling pretty good. Both of our Mons are low, which is unfortunate. But I don't think we're in KO range of a Dazzling Gleam. Do we know all its attacks now? So, okay, it's going to fake us out. Which one is it going to fake out, though, is the question. I kind of want to predict the fake out on the Nidoking. And then just Flare Blitz into the Persian, honestly. I feel like he's more scared of the +1 Nidoking than he is of a -1. Okay, yep, exactly, perfect, okay. Okay, there we go. That's what we needed. Okay, unfortunately that doesn't do much. So that leaves us in a little bit of a bad spot. Let's go ahead and... We need to get rid of that Alchemy. And I don't want to take any more recoil on this Persian. Plus we could get lucky with like a paralysis of some kind. So Foul Plate into the Nido. Unfortunately that is enough to take it out. Dazzling Gleam is not enough to take me out, but I don't see any scenario in which we win this game now. We got a crit, which is cool. But yeah, that's going to be it for us. Damn, okay. I mean, we played really well, given how bad of a start that we had. So, I can't be too upset. We made a pretty good comeback, getting both of his last Mon that low. I think the big misplay was maxing the Nidoking that turn. I feel like if I just Earth Powered and got both the Sheer Force Life Orb boost, that I would have taken out the Regirock and I would have been in a much better position. And then I would have had one more turn of max, which would have paid off for me in the long run. So, it is what it is. We're going to do one more battle, because I'm not sure how long the video is going to be with the team building session at the beginning. It's a new format that I'm testing out. If it ends up being too short, then we'll do more battles in future episodes if we continue with the team building. I'm not really sure, so it's all just about trial and error, right? somehow with 32 losses, we're still like in the top 5,000, which I mean, I guess it's only day 3 of the season, or of the series, the month, whatever you want to call it. But I definitely thought we'd be getting into the Master Ball rank at a much lower standing. Okay, Manny Spanks. Okay, so he has the potential of leading Dusclops. He's also got the potential of leading Torkoal and Venusaur. Torkoal Venusaur is the reason I gave safety goggles to the Thundurus. That is another change that I made. I forgot to mention at the beginning of the video. I think our best bet, though, is to do our Thundurus Nidoking lead. It's the main point of the team build that we did, and we haven't gotten a chance to showcase it yet. I definitely want to bring... The Finny is good against a lot of his team, but it really struggles against the Venusaur. And it's a toss-up between Ensign and Articuno. Articuno's really only a Venusaur counter. It can stop like Trick Room. I feel like Ensign's better. It's got the Thunder Punch for the Charizard. It can intimidate the Tyranitar. It's got Flare Blitz for the Venusaur. I don't know. Whenever I see a Dusclops, we're running out of time. We're gonna go with this, but like whenever I see a Dusclops, I always want to bring Urshifu and Articuno, just so I can kind of shut off any Trick Room strats. But I'm too afraid of the Torkoal Venusaur lead. Like right after Venusaur got unbanned, I never saw it at all. And then like on this climb to the ladder, I saw it like a ton of times, and it was just so annoying. So honestly, I think what I do here, it's possible the Charizard has Scorching Sands, so he could do that into the Nido. I think I just max and Lightning the Charizard and protect the Nido this turn. Because that'll let me live a Scorching Sands. Barring a Focus Sash, I don't think a Charizard lives a Max Lightning from a Thundurus. Okay, he withdrew the Torkoal, so he's probably going into, like, Venusaur. Okay, no, he went into Gastrodon. I guess the Gastrodon was a check for potential Earth Power. Which is, I guess, a smart move on my opponent's turn, because that's what I was, or on my opponent's part. That's what I was going to do next turn, was I was going to Air Splash whatever he brings in, and then Earth Power into it to turn off his Eruption. Okay, so he did max the Charizard. Judging by the Master Ball, I'm assuming he got this shiny Charizard in the raid dead. Didn't want to risk missing it. Okay, so we're gonna protect. Okay, so it's a good thing we protected because it wasn't enough to take it out. But that leaves us able to Airstream on our next turn. And then we can boost either the Nidoking or whatever. Okay, interesting play. Very interesting play. But I'm guessing it's Life Orb Solar Power, so it's gonna go down. We can trade Max for Max. Okay. So we traded Max for Max. Our Nidoking isn't in the best of positions right now facing down a Gastrodon, but the sun is up, so a water move won't do too much. So depending on what he sends out, depends on what we do here. So he's got the Venusaur. And he's down his max. We get the Misty Terrain up, so he can't put us to sleep. He can put us to sleep anyway because of the Electric Terrain. Man, it's so tempting to Calm Mind, but like I don't think I live a grass move. Let's do this, and let's Ice Beam into the Venusaur. We know it's not going to be Thick Fat because the sun is up, so it's more than likely chlorophyll. I mean, I'm going to say 100% it's chlorophyll. There's no reason to run Thick Fat on a sun team. The Intimidate, unfortunately, does nothing here. Okay. I don't know why I thought anything different, honestly. I should have Calm Minded there. That was my misplay. We get our Weakness Policy boost, though, which is fantastic. But we go down on the next one, which is unfortunate, and there's nothing that the Finny can do to the Gastrodon right now. But with the sun up... Oh no, it's just going to Earth Power the Incin with the Venusaur. Damn, this is bad. We have to go for it, though, like, in case he doesn't... Like, our only hope now is to... Yeah, no. Okay. Damn, okay. What is the Gastro going to do? It's going to Earth Power. And that still does so much... Okay, crit. I was going to say, that still does so much even through a Calm Mind. Man, this sucks. Let's not waste time. Let's get one more battle in, actually, since I was... That was just a really bad one. I don't want to end on that note. Alright, so this will be the last one. Win or lose. Hopefully it's just a better battle. That last battle, it was... We don't talk about that. So, we're 1 win, 2 losses. Let's at least go even for today's episode. Because, I mean, this is a really cool team. I really like the Thunderous Nidoking. Nidoking is in my top 5 favorite Pokemon, and I just really want to use it. Its speed stat doesn't really let it be used that much, so the Airstream is really good. You could Tailwind, but that kind of wastes a turn. So, I'd much rather get the Airstream off. It's a permanent boost. Okay. So I think we can do this again. If he has the Mamoswine, we're in a little bit of a bad position. But we can always switch out into the Finny. And then I think we bring the Incin. Yeah, that feels good to me. Potential leads are Raichu Moltres, Raichu Mamoswine. I don't think he leads Kartana. I don't think he leads Tapu Fini. Okay, so he did the Tapu Fini and Raichu, and I guess that makes sense. He wants to not lose to... Okay, and Raichu's Air Balloon. Okay. Let's Flutterby into the Raichu slot and protect with the Nidoking slot. That will get rid of the Sash on the Raichu, and it will, or not the Sash, the Air Balloon on the Raichu, and it will lower the Tapu Fini special attack. So it could go neutral with the Calm Mind, but I'm okay with it going neutral on the Calm Mind. He could try to fake out Thundurus, expecting like a Prankster set. If he fakes out on the Nidoking slot we protected, so we're not going to get flinched here regardless of what he went for. Okay, so we waste the fake out. Now we go for the Flutterby. And that does really good damage. Get the -1 on the Tapu Fini. Tapu Fini goes for Muddy Water, we're protected. Best case scenario, we get an accuracy drop. Okay, no accuracy drop. That's fine though. Now we want to start getting speed initiative. Actually, I'm fine with the Raichu being there. The Raichu can't really do much to us. Okay, awesome. So, in a perfect world now, this Fini goes down. Okay, no, the Fini protected. He wanted to see what I was going to go for, which that makes sense. Okay, so that seems to be a really bulky Fini, because even through Protect I would have assumed that did more. But I think we just double into the Fini slot again, honestly. Because, like, if it is a bulky set, we definitely want to get it out of there. And facing down my current Mons, there's not a lot Raichu can do. Let's keep in mind that my opponent still does have their Dynamax intact. Not that I think they'll Dynamax the Fini, but just in general, I tend to forget if they don't max early. Okay, so he withdraws the Fini, wanting to keep it. Which that makes sense, so he's going to go into the Kartana, which means the Sludge Bomb isn't going to do anything. I'm okay with that. This should still do a good chunk. Okay. Okay, now he messed up. Okay, so here we have to get the Raichu out of the way. And I don't want a U-turn, so I'm going to protect with the Thundurus here. And then I'm going to Earth Power the Raichu slot. With a +2 attack Thundurus and a +1 speed, since the Electro Ball only minuses us 1, I think we're pretty good to just sweep with the Thundurus. We just have to get the Raichu out of the way because Lightning Rod is a pain. Judging by how long he's taking, though, he might switch out the Raichu. He could also protect here, which would make a lot of sense. Okay, he doesn't, so the Raichu's gone. And now we're free to pretty much fire off Wild Charges for the rest of the game. What does the Kartana go for? The Kartana goes for Leaf Blade into the Nidoking. Nidoking's probably gone. Okay, no, we survive. It is neutral, I forgot, because Poison resists. But still, with 181 base attack, I thought the Kartana would do more. So opponent is going to Mamoswine here. The Mamoswine might be the reason that the Raichu wasn't sashed. Predicting that, I definitely have to break the sash. It sucks that I'm going to lose my bonuses here. but I need to take care of that. What do I have in the back? Okay. So yeah, I think that's our best bet. Because he's gonna max the... Yep, he's gonna max the Mamoswine here. Oh. That is definitely interesting. Okay. So went for the Ice Shard. That is not going to be enough to take the Thundurus out. Which means that our Thundurus is still intact for the, what's it called? For the Tapu Fini. That is enough to take the Mamoswine out. Now we can send out our... Now we can send out our Incineroar, get the Intimidate off. And then he's probably going to take out the Nidoking here, which, a little unfortunate. I wanted Nidoking to maybe get the KO. Oh, okay. So I'm okay with that. My Nidoking is still +2. So, honestly, I think I fake out the Fini here and Earth Power the Kartana. So yeah, we'll fake out the Fini, and then Earth Power should be enough to take out the Kartana. Ah. Okay. That's a little unfortunate. I should have just Flare Blitzed into that slot, honestly. Okay, yeah, now that's really bad. That's really bad for us. I think we just threw the game. We'll see, though. Okay. I'm not sure if we live that through Protect. Okay, we take that like a champion. Never mind. But the Fini, I think, is faster than us because of the Airstream. So there's every possibility that it takes out the... Okay, come on, Mr. Muddy Water. Mr. Muddy Water. Ah. Okay, does that KO? I think it does. It does not. Okay, so never mind. We are in a very good position. This game's back and forth. Roller coaster of emotions here. So that's going to take out the Kartana for sure. Now, I think we Calm Mind with our Fini, just in case it outspeeds our... What's it called? Our Thundurus. So we have our weakness policy off. If we can somehow dodge like a Muddy Water, then Thunder Punch should KO. So let's Thunder Punch and Calm Mind here. We avoid. Awesome. What a way to end the battle. What a way to end the battle. That's incredible. I'm happy with that. Okay, unfortunately not enough to... We get the paralysis. And he rage quit. Okay. That's still a W. whether it counts it as a W or not, it's a W. With the paralysis, we guaranteed our win. The fact that now the Thundurus would 100% outspeed. So, watch all the animations, see if it gives us the courtesy of giving us the win. Alright, I think it does, or it did. So yeah, that'll be today's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the bit of a different format with the team build. If you like it, make sure to comment down below, and I'll do it for more of these episodes. Thanks for watching.